So it's been 30 days, and so I thought I would do just an update on how my tea and acne has been going. At first, when I started, I, basically had ideas in my head of how this would go. And basically, I thought that the green tea would be like the main star in clearing up my skin. And so right now I'm still taking green tea and mixing it with spearmint tea. I also added on another tea to kind of help out things, but for the most part, I feel like it's the spearmint tea that is doing most of the heavy lifting when it comes to my skin. And if you look into just some of the stuff that the internet has to say and reviews of other people, like green tea or spearmint tea is really, really helpful when it comes to hormonal acne and even controlling like your oil production on your skin. There's a lot of people that will do some green tea in the morning and in the evening. So that's what I was doing for the majority of, I would say about 20 days. I was doing both in the morning and in the evening, and so it was my spearmint and green tea mixture. I would just break it up into a couple cups in the morning, a couple cups in the evening, just to watch over things. Now that it's been 30 days, I feel like it might not be internally, it might not be the green tea doing most of the acne clearing. I think topically doing the green tea masks, I can actually see the masks working. Like after I take it off my skin, I can see where dirt or anything from below my skin has come to the surface, and it completely like cleans out my pores. And so the green tea topical, like making a mask out of the leaves, 100% do it. It's really great. But as far as for drinking the green tea, I don't know if it's really benefiting me. Now, of course, the only way to test this is to stop drinking the green tea and only drink, the spearmint tea a couple times a day or whatnot. But I have to also keep in mind that I started taking hibiscus tea, and I think it's been about 7 days or so of drinking hibiscus tea about every day. And hibiscus tea is a lot like spearmint tea in that it helps you with hormonal acne and balancing your hormones. And actually, I think it helps you to produce something, I can't think of the name right now, but I made a video on it, and it basically goes into detail about the hibiscus. But when I started up the hibiscus, I noticed I could stop drinking my tea twice a day. Like I only had to drink, I would pour some of the hibiscus tea in with the spearmint and the green tea mixture. I know it sounds kind of gross, but it tastes just fine. I would just, basically drink I feel like it was more than 8 ounces. Could have been like 12 ounces, but I would drink that once a day, and that was basically keeping my skin from having any new, cystic acne or pimples forming. So the only time I actually had a breakout this last 30 days, like a new breakout, was when I missed like 2 days of MSM. And it's pretty normal for you to get bumps that look a lot like this when you miss your MSM. And it's funny because like this isn't really new. It's just an old bump that was kind of right underneath my skin, and it's been there for a very long time, and it decided to finally come out. It's really gross. Basically, that was the only time I had a breakout. So I feel like drinking the teas really help. What can kind of make things confusing is that I also started upping my dosage of zinc. So between the teas and the zinc, I won't really know which one is doing what. So there's that. My next, basically what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna wean myself off the green tea. So I will just be drinking spearmint and hibiscus, maybe about 8 to 12 ounces a day, once a day. I will see if I see any change in my skin now that I have it pretty balanced out. I'm gonna see what happens with that. And then obviously continue taking my zinc. I'm taking an acne dose, acne strength dose of zinc, which is pretty high. But basically what that is just 100 milligrams, which is, it's a pretty big dose of zinc. Most people are taking like under 20 milligrams. So 100 milligrams, I mean, it is a large dose, but that's just what a lot of the acne, like the journals where people do all the testing and experiments with, usually it was a pretty high dose, and that's where people got the most results. And I'm not willing to stop the zinc because the zinc has done wonders for controlling my oil and my sebum production. So it's like, I'm not stopping the zinc. But what I will do is that I will stop the green tea And I will do that for a couple weeks of just doing the hibiscus and the spearmint tea once a day, and then I will try cutting out one or the other just to see which one. I feel like it's just the spearmint and the hibiscus that's really helping things, but maybe I'll try taking away the spearmint and see if I notice a change, because my breakouts will start right back up. Or I will take away the hibiscus and just drink the green or the spearmint tea. So this is something that obviously takes a little bit of time. I think for most people who were doing the studies with even the green tea and the spearmint tea, the studies were done like over the course of a couple months. Like it wasn't just like 1 month, it wasn't just 2 months. And I mean, it was really great results. Like I think 30% had, their acne clear up. So that's pretty good. So I certainly feel like it's worth it. But I guess just the scary part is like when you find something that's finally working and it's stopping the new breakouts, playing with it and like to not do what is already working. But I think it's the best way for me to figure out what I should continue taking and what I shouldn't, because I think for a lot of people it might be unrealistic to like brew 3 different teas and have to drink those daily. Now, when I was doing the brewing, I wasn't having to brew everything like every single day. Like I could make the tea last, the 30 ounces, because I'm mixing 3 different teas. I can make everything last over the course of like 2.5 days. What I would do is like 30 ounces of green tea, 30 ounces of spearmint tea, and 30 ounces of hibiscus tea. And then each day I would have a cup and I would just like pour a little bit of each 3 into a cup, drink that cup. So thankfully I wasn't having to like brew all of these every single day, because that would be, quite a lot. But it will be, I think it's worthwhile stopping some things just to see, which is really giving me the good results and the benefits, and which is just, I don't want to just go through the motions just to go through the motions. So we'll see. But I know 100% the zinc, things drastically changed with my oil levels when I started taking the higher dosage of zinc. While the spearmint tea, the green tea doesn't really help you with oil, but spearmint tea is known to help you if your skin is producing more than it's supposed to. So only some people have that issue. But with the spearmint tea, it was helping, but I feel like I only saw maybe a 20% change of the oil level. Like my skin was still pretty oily, but the zinc, when I started taking the acne prescribed dosage of zinc, instead of just, because before I was just taking like maybe 40 milligrams of zinc, maybe 20 or 22, it was either 22 to 40. But that, it was just like, it was helping. But once I like boosted it up to 100 milligrams, then it was just like, oh, my skin really liked it. So I'm going to continue taking such a high dosage, and obviously we'll talk about that in the long term. But for right now, this is just where I'm at, and I have to say I am very happy with it. For me, this is actually looking really good. I just washed my face, and yeah, we're making this video. And so really, beside this, I'm not really too worried about anything, and I'm really excited to do the 2-month update because I feel like my skin's gonna look so much better. So we'll see.